Ladies and gentlemen, we have been talking about the low birth rate and the drop in life expectancy overall in America over these past few days. Well, there's another life expectancy drop among American men. Now, we know what they mean when they say American men and Western men. Okay, they certainly don't mean our men. So this came out in CBS News. Life expectancy for American men drops for a third year. Now remember, life expectancy is dropping due to a lot of heavy opioid use and suicides, what they classify as deaths of despair that's going on over the last 20 years. So, it's amazing. I remember when I first started doing these stories, the trolls on YouTube would come and boast that they live longer than Black people. Now I'm thinking, oh, okay, is it significant? It was barely 3 years. That's nothing. See, when you can outlive us in double digits, then it's significant. 3 years? Get real. Come on, that ain't even nothing to brag about. Woo, y'all petty, petty. So let's get into this story, ladies and gentlemen. Life expectancy for US men slipped for a third straight year, according to new data from the National Center for Health Statistics. The average male lifespan stood 76.1 years in 2017. Fourth month decline since 2014. Drug overdose rates for men are almost twice as high as a decade ago. So it's higher now than ever. And see, it don't pay to boast. One thing I can tell y'all, all throughout my life, when I would hear these people boast about something, it always ultimately implodes on them. It always implodes on them. When I was growing up, ladies and gentlemen, because these folks are always trying to point out something about them that's superior, and it never is. Okay, that's number one. One thing they kept doing when I was young, they kept saying they were superior. They had bigger brains than Black people and all this other bogus stuff, right? Which is not true, ladies and gentlemen. The people on earth with the biggest brains are Black, and they're African people. Okay. The Bushman tribe. Many of you have heard about the African Bushmen. The African Bushmen have the biggest brains on earth, ladies and gentlemen. When I was growing up, white people were claiming they had the biggest brains on earth. And then they tried to say scientifically they were superior to Blacks. And every time they did scientific test, we would come at the top, they would fall on the bottom. We would come out the top, they kept falling at the bottom. So they got off of the scientifically they were superior because it was not coming out that way. So they ran from that. But notice what they're running to now has nothing to do with science. They're running to an IQ test, which they wrote. Okay. They wrote their own test and passed their own test. And they had to make the test all about Caucasians in order for them to pass. And remember, they had to take it multiple times before they could even pass their own test. So that IQ test is just a bunch of bogus shit. It does not prove any superiority at all. And if it really did, how come they're not reversing their low birth rate? How come they're not reversing their drop in life expectancy? How come they've been on this earth for 6,000 years and they're still burning in the sun? but it's all of this high level intelligence. See, it don't pay to boast about something, just like they boast about their life expectancy being longer than ours. Now look at what's happening. Their life expectancy, ladies and gentlemen, just sit back and just watch. It ultimately is going to fall well below Black people's life expectancy. You just watch. You just watch. And it's because of what they're dying from that's going to cause it. Just give it a few more years. Give it a few more years, and you will see this. Life expectancy for American men dropped for a third consecutive year, with the National Center for Health Statistics citing an increase in the so called deaths of despair, such as the rise in drug overdose deaths. The average lifespan of men in the US dipped from 76.1 years in 2017, the latest data available, mounting to a 4-month decline in life expectancy since 2014. The findings shed additional light on economic research into the sharp increase in recent years in deaths from overdose and suicides among white men with less education. But that's actually balancing out. That's even changing. So this was tweeted by the NCHS in 2017. The life expectancy at birth for males was 76.1 years. Life expectancy at birth for males has decreased each year since 2014. For more data on life expectancy, and they have you know, um, okay. They do have a website you can go to. I might have to check that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it don't pay to boast about something, because I have seen all through my life, every time these folks boast about something, it always implodes on them every single time. Every single time. Not sometimes, y'all. Every single time it implodes on them. I mean, even look at the case of the high IQ. Who's caught up in the cheating scandal more than anyone? The college cheating scandal. And then that information about these white students in the UK and America running to Kenya, Black people in Kenya, to get their essays done and term papers. Okay, it implodes. I'm telling y'all, it implodes every single time they get on the high horse boasting. Every single time. Princeton economists Ann Case and Noble Lariat Angus Deaton first highlighted the issue in 2015 with their research on how white, less educated Americans had veered off track. In 1999, the mortality rate for this demographic was about 30% lower than those of African American. But by 2015, their mortality rate had eclipsed that of Black people by 30%. So they technically do not have a longer life expectancy than Black people. They don't. Their mortality rate had matched that of Black people by 2015. The reason? A spike in death rates due to alcohol and drug poisoning, suicide, and alcohol liver disease, and cirrhosis. The new data from the National Center for Health Statistics underline the scale of the problem. Drug overdose deaths for males over the age of 15 has almost doubled so over the last 10 years, people from 15 males on up deaths have doubled from drug overdose. And we know they have been dying the most. Even white males have been dying more than white females when it comes down to drugs. The agency found rising to 29.1 deaths per 100,000 men in 2017 from 14.9 deaths per 100,000 deaths in 2007. The recent increases were especially pronounced among men 25 to 34 and 35 to 44. The NCHS report noted from 2013 to 2017, the drug overdose death rate increased by an average of 18.5 per year among men aged 25 to 34 and by an average of 18.8 per year among men aged 35 to 44. So it is going up. It's going up on a yearly basis. And so they are actually losing life expectancy every single year now. America is an outlier. Unlike other industrialized countries, the US is seeking a plateau or decline in life expectancy, making it an outlier since higher health expenditures are typically tied with longer lives. One theory, attitudes that to different health outcomes for rich and poor household, an issue that has been exacerbated by a rising income inequality in the US. Yes, I mean, there really is a significant amount of time that wealthy white people live opposed to somebody living in a trailer park. That's true. But see, those folks also can afford to eat a lot healthier. And trust me, they do drugs too. And it is sliding among the middle class white as well. You know, yeah, they weren't dying as much as the poor whites, but they are slowly catching up. And that can lead to significant different life expectancies, according to a recent Harvard analysis of 15 years worth of IRS data. Men who are among the richest 1% of Americans live almost 15 years longer than those who are in the poorest 1%. The Harvard analysis found the gap was about 10 years for the richest versus poorest women. So when it comes down to rich white men, they live 15 years longer than poor white men. When it comes down to wealthy white women, they live 10 years longer than poor white women. Poor Americans are more likely to skip or delay health care treatment because of costs. The NCHS study said that's an issue that impacts about 1 in 6 Americans who live at or below the poverty line, the study found. Young women are also experiencing a sharp uptick in drug overdoses, although the rate remains lower than that seen among men, the NCHS noted. The drug overdose death rate for women over age 15 jumped 64% from 2007 to 2017. That's a big jump. That's very significant for drug overdose deaths, hitting 14.4 deaths per 100,000 women, it added. Life expectancy for women, Black and Latino residents has held steady since 2014, the agency said. So, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, their life expectancy is dropping, and the life expectancy for women, the Black community, and the Latino community is really remaining the same. We have not dropped at all. So please don't come in my comment section with that stuff, because every now and then our people buy into what is happening to them, and you start trying to project that onto us. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. There are differences. You doing that tells me you haven't done not one drop of research. You just trying to rattle off of the top of your head. So, ladies and gentlemen, woo, Bill Gates look horrible. That just go to show you money can't do everything for you. Woo, that man is aging badly. But please tell me what you think. Let me see. Let me see if I can. No, this is a screenshot. All right. All right. I thought we could go out there and look at what they have recorded, but that's okay. So you see what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and this is only going to get worse. This is one of the reasons why Trump was actually elected, y'all. But what's going on with the life expectancy, the low birth rate, the opioid plague, the suicides, and the deaths from liver cirrhosis from all of the drug and alcohol usage? Trump can't fix this. He really can't. He cannot be a saving grace to these people. He can't. What's going on, he has absolutely no control over. No man on this earth have any control over what's going on. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.